You just have to open it up to yourself. And that's what I'm going to walk you through right now. Okay? You and I are going to walk through you coming up with the insight. And I'm going to ask you this question, Kendall. So you had said you sell healthcare to school districts are an example of a good prospect for you, correct? Schools, government schools, that sort of thing. When you say you're selling them healthcare, I want to make sure that I'm on the same page with you. You're meaning their health benefit plan, correct? Or am I wrong?
Correct. That's right.
Perfect. What's the benefit? What's the benefit of a school district when they do business with you for their health plan? What do they get?
Management of their plan currently to those people that might be covered better somewhere else, whether it's Medicare, Medicaid, or an individual plan.
Okay.
That takes the claims out of their group plan.
Okay.
Keeps their rates low, but without that management, their rates will just continue to climb year to year, and they won't know why.
Got it. What's the drawback if they don't do business with you?
People are on your plan that necessarily shouldn't be. That still can be, but might be somewhere else. It raises the rates for everyone, raises the rates for their own contributions as well. So it's making that one person is making everyone's plan more expensive.
Yeah, so we can get them out of the plan and get them onto a Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is, right? Yeah. It helps the, okay. So here's the problem, all right? And my handwriting's chicken scratch. You can't see it anyways. The question is, can I read it? I don't know. I got a 50% chance I can read what I wrote. I think I wrote management of the plan is a benefit. You're going to be looking at this stuff so they don't have to. Okay. Another benefit is you're going to help them keep their rates low by essentially optimizing the employee pool and constructively load balancing in a positive direction, getting people the coverage that they need, but also doing the best that you can to not bring the whole group plan down as to one or two certain individuals. If they're not working with you, they're going to have to be looking at this stuff all of the time. They might not have the expertise to do that. Okay. All of that is, am I on track with everything that you've just said, Kendall? Yeah. Okay, good. Correct. Here's where we have to jump. Here's where we got to make the leap into an insight. Everything that you and I just came up with together in our therapy session here is a dynamite, fantastic sales pitch. It's not an insight. Because if you called them and said, hey, I can manage your plan, I can lower your rates, I can figure out who should be on the plan, who shouldn't be on the plan, thus saving the school district money, you sound like every single other person that calls them. So you might want to call them, and I'm just going to play around with something here. You might want to call them, and it might want to sound like this. Hey, I wanted to reach out to you guys personally. I'm in charge of, you and I are connected because I'm in charge of all of the K-12s in the Midwest or in Algona, Iowa, or Sacramento, California, wherever you're at, right? Come up with a connection, who you are and how you're connected. You and I are connected on LinkedIn. There's an easy one if you're connected with them on LinkedIn. I work with all the school districts in San Antonio, Texas. Whatever that is, you got to say how you're connected. That's the first major thing that's going to separate you from every other salesperson. Every other salesperson is going to jump right in. If I can have 15 minutes of time and like to review your plans, I think we can save you 15 minutes, could save you 15% or less. Right? There you go. It's a car insurance commercial or whatever they sell for that company. We're not doing that. Okay. We got to get to an insight. So we're going to say who we are, how we're connected. We might want to say something like this. There is something that every school district's having to deal with right now. Nobody's talking about it. I just want to make sure you were aware of it. Yeah. What's going on, Kendall? Here's what's going on. We had the bumps from COVID where our employees, most of them were working from home. They were still getting paid everything. And then honestly, everything to keep the school district running went up 30, 40%. I'm not an economist. I want to get into inflation. You guys are feeling this as far as the cost of operating the school district. Here's what nobody's talking about. Now more than ever, parents, everybody's looking at the competitive nature of, do I want to put my kids in a private school? You guys are having to fight for these students now more than ever, and it's more and more difficult in terms of fighting for the staff. Right? You got to make sure that you're offering what you can to the staff. That puts you in a really precarious position in terms of how do I attract and retain the best talent for the school district, and then also deal with all of the inflation and the costs and everything rising, right? One thing's pulling this way and the other thing's pulling this way, leaving you guys with a big space in the middle there. How are you guys dealing with that as you start to look at budgets for the 25-26 school year, right? It's a boom, this is jujitsu, right? We're now at checkmate, right? Because guess what? They can only answer that two ways. It's a problem, the budgets are stressing me out, which you're now having a great conversation. Or they're gonna say, which they would be lying if they were a public school district, we're totally good on money, we're overflowing with money, we don't know how to spend all the money we have. To which you would give a net outcome statement. Man, that's awesome to hear. I will be here if you guys ever need to make sure that you're optimizing every single dollar. Well, let's say they say, man, yeah, budgets have been an issue. Why do you ask? Here's why I ask, okay? Although I can't get the teachers union to lower their salaries, although I can't get the roofing company to lower their cost of materials to fix the roof on the middle school there and the buses to go cheaper, here's what we found. What we found is the dollars can be found in the margins. Something as simple as having the right people with the right methodology take a look at your healthcare plan to make sure that's optimized there. And then there's some load balancing where in the past people have steered away from this because they felt like you're essentially taking, the people that are bringing the plan costs up and saying, you got to go somewhere else. There's a happy median in there where oftentimes they can even get better coverage if they have an expert trying to reassign them to a plan, right? This is what we do all day, every day. I'm happy to take a look at what you guys are doing. Here's my promise to you. If I take a look at what you're doing right now, if I take a look at the rates that you're finding right now, and I see that everything's optimized as well as it can be, I'll be the first one to raise my hand and let you know. Okay, we solve monster problems for school districts here. I'm not going to sit here and ask you to change plans or have us look at stuff if we're, talking a minimal amount of lift. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I want you to rest assured I will raise my hand if it is. Does it make sense for us to get together? I can take a look at your policies. I've got a great team behind me. We can analyze everything. I have a feeling if you're anything like most of the school districts we work for, that we can find a tremendous amount of lift, both in terms of revenue recaptured for the school district, and in many cases, even improved coverages. Does it make sense for us to set up that meeting? Okay, what did I do there? I just went right into your sales pitch, but I took it and I sat my tookish on it until I talked about what their world is facing. We're not solving, here's what you need to understand, Kendall and everybody else. He's not solving their healthcare problem plan. If that was the case, they would be aware of it and they would go shop on the exchange, wherever the hell school district boards go for insurance, or they call their existing carrier, right? For him to call them with a sales pitch, it's going to be very difficult for him to penetrate because most of those people goes, that's not my biggest problem. You know what their biggest problem is? They're like, God dang it, we lost Sally Smithers. She was our best freaking teacher. And once again, somebody went over to Pinehurst private schools. I wish we could afford the programs that Sally wanted to do for the 6th grade. Oh my God, it's going to cost what to replace the roof at the junior high school? And now you're coming in and going, I wish I could help you with all of that. I actually might be able to, because some of the times it's not about lowering the cost of the roof or fundraising for more money for the STEM program. It's success can be found in the little margins, right? And a lot of times there's a bunch of cash flow that's going out the door unnecessarily. And that's the talk track you want to go down, right? It needs to be something that's beneficial to them. You coming up with that insight helps them, whether they go with you or not. They leave that conversation going, man, that Kendall's pretty smart. He did bring up something. I know that I've got that one in the bag, right? And they might say, hey, it's not good for us. Perfect. I will be here. You guys ever run into anything? You guys get a new school board. Something comes up. Please call me. Okay? I am happy to talk to you. I am happy to help you as much as I possibly can, whether you're a client of ours or not. And please don't wait for it to be a problem with your health coverage, right? Typically, if we're able to optimize health coverage, that's resources, both financial and time-wise, administratively, that you guys can redeploy to other places, right? And I'm happy to help you. It's what I do all day, every day. I nerd out on this stuff. I need friends. Did you and I just become best friends? Yes, right? And you do that type of talk track, you're going to have great conversations start. Even the ones that don't start are like, man, we're all set. We're all great. We just signed up with BCBS or Aetna or whoever the hell they're with. No problem. That's awesome. I will be here when things change, and you guys need to absolutely positively make sure you're getting every dollar you can out of that, or if you just want a second opinion. Fair enough? It's very different than calling them and saying, I can save you money, I can save you time, I can improve your coverage, which all of what you can. That's the same as walking into a nightclub if you're single and going, I'm awesome, I'm fun, I'm rich, I have a cool car, right? And I can make sushi and knit a handbag. Ow, right? Like people smack you when you, in your personal life, they smack you when you try and date somebody and you talk about how awesome you are to begin with. We can't do that. We got to slow down, right? Give them an insight. Give them something where they're helpful on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, and for everybody else, what I just went through with Kendall, that's the recipe that you need to follow for your own insight. What's the benefit of working with me? What happens if they don't? How does this lift that they get affect them holistically in the world? What's going on in the world that I can reference where I can not only solve this problem, but I might be able to solve other problems? Hey, it's Matt Easton. If you like this video, you're going to love this. I'm about to give you my closing mini masterclass absolutely free for you. Click the link here and I'm going to cover the $300. You're going to know how to close. Life is about to get a lot easier for you. No strings, no catches. I'm going to give you the closing mini masterclass for free right here, right now. I'll see you on the other side.